Good morning, Hurricanes. I'm Second Lieutenant Caleb Daniel. Give you a little backstory on me. I graduated here in 2016. Seems like a long time ago. I feel like I'm already getting old, and I'm only 22. After here, I went to Walters State, went there for 2 years, got my associates in criminal justice. After that, I moved on to Carson-Newman, graduated from there in June with a sociology degree, and now I'm a second lieutenant in the United States Army. So how that happened was, I was contacted over the summer after I graduated. They said, hey, which you probably don't know this, you can do ROTC at Walters State. And so that's one of the big things I wanted to tell you guys here today. But I'm from Carson-Newman ROTC. We also have LMU and Walters State. So what I want to talk about is how you can apply for scholarships and have the Army pay for your school and then serve the United States Army, either in the active, the National Guard, or the reserve component, all fine components. What ROTC life is like in college, it's a lot different than your JROTC program here. They're just geared towards two different things, and what life looks like in the Army. So I'll come to the scholarship section last. That way, folks that think it sounds interesting can pay attention, and those that don't can not pay attention, because I know that how it goes in Storm. So what life in ROTC looks like. At Carson-Newman specifically, we have PT on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We get there about 5:30 for that. I know it sounds terrible. It's not that bad. You have a good time, get some good physical training in. Then you have a mills class once or twice a week, depending on your mills class schedule. Get together and make sure schedules line up with cadre. Cadre is our instructors. We have active duty Army instructors. Our professor of military science is a lieutenant colonel. We have a captain who is a assistant professor of military science, and then a master sergeant who is our senior military instructor. So he is a subject matter expert. So you'll do that. You'll wear your uniform once or twice a week. On Thursdays right now in the fall semester, we do labs. That's from 4 to 7. So we may go out there and do squad attacks or squad ambushes or land navigation. That's one of the main differences between JROTC and ROTC. Senior ROTC is much more geared towards tactics and as far as the operations side of things in the Army. So, and I know you guys have Air Force ROTC here. You know, I hate it can't be Army, but the Air Force is good too. So, so you'll have those labs in the fall semester. Usually, in a COVID-free world, whatever that may be, we would do Carson-Newman football games, fire the cannon, color guards for those, all that good time stuff. And then in the spring semester, usually we switch from those Thursday labs to once a month Saturday, Sunday labs, and that just gives us a lot more chances to do in-depth training that you can't fit in 3 hours. So that's patrol lanes, you're running around in the woods, shooting trees, all that stuff, and you're leading platoons and you're leading squads and real-world scenarios. So you do that for 2, 3, 4 years, however long you're in the program. Once you graduate, you'll commission as a second lieutenant. That's the entry-level officer. You'll come out, you'll either be in a staff position, helping things out, you know, getting plans together in a staff position, or you'll be a platoon leader. You'll have about 40 guys you're in charge of, and I don't think people understand how large of a responsibility that is. The sons and daughters of the United States, and you're in charge of leading these people. And you have people that have been in the Army a lot longer than you have, and you're leading them. And so it's one of those things where it's quite a load to take, but ROTC prepares you for that, and so it's good. So then once you commission, you do that. Before you get to your duty station, you go to what's called BOLC. That's your basic officer leadership course. That's your job training. Some of you may be enlisted or know people who have enlisted. It's our AIT, if that makes sense to you guys. So you do that, get to your duty station and you assume the position that you're given at a bullock, and you lead soldiers. It's a 4-year commitment if you go active duty, a little bit longer if you go National Guard Reserves. Once you do your 4-year commitment in active duty Army, you come out and you can either do National Guard Reserves or Ready Reserves. Ready Reserves is just simply, you're out of the Army, but if something were to happen where we need to call you back, we will, and that's a 4-year period of that. So that's big picture about what's going to happen. You're going to have a chance to travel the world, definitely. I know quite a few lieutenants who are in Hawaii right now. So they're living it up in Hawaii, Italy, Germany, wherever you want to go. States, we go everywhere. So now that I've told you a little bit about how ROTC life is and how the Army life is once you commission, let me tell you how you can do that. So the Army offers 2-, 3-, and 4-year scholarships straight out of high school. And what the Army is looking for with those scholarship recipients is we're not looking for football standouts or baseball standouts or geniuses. We're looking for somebody who has all those components. Well-rounded individuals make good leaders. So if you have sports in your record, that's good. Good grades, good physical fitness. Those are all things that the Army looks for and wants in lieutenants specifically. So, but even if you don't have those, I'm not discouraging you from applying for these scholarships, because part of ROTC is developing leaders. You come in as freshmen, sophomores, juniors, you're not a lieutenant yet. We have to make you a lieutenant. We just need a good base. Me personally, I didn't play sports in high school. I stayed in the rec league realm because I was just too good for high school. But you know, so it can happen. But certain things increase your chances as they add up on the order of merit list, the OML. And so basically there's so many spots, and just start going from the top of the list as your points add up, basically. So 2, 3, 4-year scholarships. If you were not to receive a scholarship out of high school, which is likely, there's a lot of folks that apply for these. It's very sought after. But I can tell you from experience, and I saw it happen every year I was there, you be in ROTC, the first 2 years are commitment free if you're not on scholarship or contracted. You show out, you show up, do the work, and they will get you a scholarship. The National Board High School Scholarship process is much different from a program scholarship, which is a lot easier to get. The folks who are battling for you to get that scholarship know you well, and so it's much easier for you to get those scholarships, and they have something to base it off of, not just test scores and all that. Let me tell you what the basic requirements for the high school scholarship are. It's a 19 on the ACT. If any of you have took the SAT, it's a 920, and then it's a 2.5 or higher GPA, as well as being able to pass a physical. So the physical process is a system called DOD-MERB. You get entered into that. The Army pays for you to go to different providers here in the Lakeway area, and they give you physicals for free. It's on the Army. And then the Medical Review Board reviews those and clears you, say you're good to go, and your scholarship process moves on. Let me give you the dates on the scholarship boards. There's 3 boards, and what a board is PMSs from around the country get together, they have boards, and they look at these scholarship packets and decides who gets one, who, if you don't get one on that board, you move to the next board, you're in that group of cadets or prospects, and then so on and so forth. So the first board is coming up actually on the 19th of October, and that runs through the 23rd. The applications window for that board has already closed, unfortunately. The second one begins on the 25th of January of next year and goes to the 29th. So you have plenty of time to get your scholarship packet completed and put in for that board. And then the third window, the last window, is the 15th of March to the 19th of March. Again, plenty of time. You want to have your scholarship packet go through as many boards as possible. So I would encourage you, if this is something you're interested in, get on it like tonight when you go home. Let's see. The best way to find information about these scholarships is either I'm going to provide you with some numbers. There'll be some business cards in the guidance office. I'll give you my contact information at the end. But really just Google Army ROTC scholarships. It'll be the first and second choice that comes up. It'll take you to goarmy.com, and it can get you started. You'll create an account on there and get that scholarship process started. If you do submit a scholarship for Carson Newman or LMU, I would highly encourage you to contact us and let us know. Say, hey, I've completed a scholarship packet for your school. I really want to come be a cadet, and which you'll have to interview with a PMS anyway, but make sure you express that you have a lot of interest, because that's what lieutenant colonels look for. They want people that want them. If you're just nonchalant, they're going to think, well, he or she doesn't want it that bad, so we'll give it to somebody else. So make sure you express that interest, you're gung-ho about it, and it'll be good. National Guard Reserves. Let me talk a little bit specifically about those. They have what is called GFRD. That's Guaranteed Forces Reserve Duty Scholarships. That just means you're not competing with all the folks that want to go active duty. This scholarship in the contract, you're obligated to reserves or National Guard. That is a great route to take. Personally, I commissioned an active duty infantry officer. It's what I wanted to do. Some people may not like the infantry. The Army has a lot of avenues, logistics. You can fly, you can drive trucks, you can be an engineer, you can do whatever you want to do, basically. We have soldiers, we've sent soldiers to space, so a lot of opportunities in the Army. But specifically, say you've already enlisted in the National Guard Reserves, and you're in the delayed entry program or something to that effect. Go to your recruiters, say, hey, I'm interested in being an SMP cadet, simultaneous membership program. And that's really the ticket, because not only do you get the scholarship and the stipend pay, you also get drill pay. You get paid for drill. So you're making some bank when you're an SMP cadet. Let me go over what all comes with the scholarship. So the scholarship for Carson Newman and LMU, what the Army does is they either give you a full room and board scholarship or a full tuition scholarship. So what happens at our two schools is the Army picks up tuition, and then Carson Newman and LMU throw in room and board. So you get a room and board grant, and you also get a $1,200 book stipend. So if you're on scholarship, you are getting paid to go to school. You also make $420 a month as your monthly stipend. And so yeah, it's a pretty good deal. Let's say you get a 2-year scholarship out of high school, out of the board. What's probably going to happen is you're going to come in freshman year, you're going to do very well, you're going to perform, and they're going to bump that up to a 3-year scholarship. That happens quite a bit. But again, you have to perform well. So you have to have that initiative and know that you want it. So that's the pay. What are you going to make as a second lieutenant? Well, starting out a second lieutenant, first year, your average monthly pay is about $4,400, and you're coming out to about $53,600 a year. In today's world, that's pretty good. That also comes with cost of living and per diem and different things, but that's the base pay. So you also get great benefits from the Army and the federal government. So it's a good deal. What I will tell you is I'm leaving some, actually let me go back real fast. A lot of people say, well, do you go to basic? Yes and no. We have 2 summer courses that are held at Fort Knox. Fort Knox, Kentucky is the home of Cadet Command. The first one is, say you are coming in as a sophomore, so you missed the freshman year of instruction. Well, what the Army's going to do is they're going to send you to what's called basic camp at Fort Knox, and that's about a month's worth of training. You go up there, and it's really just to replace the instruction you missed. It's very, you could say it's a very condensed version of basic training. So you go up there. If you are in the program all 4 years, it's optional, but I will tell you that those spots are first come to the folks that actually need them, because you need that to commission. The other camp we have is advanced camp. Everybody goes to that. It's between your junior and senior year over the summer. What that is for is that's how the Army assesses you. You lead platoons of other cadets from around the country. Everybody comes to Fort Knox, and they look at you and they grade you, and you also get some more training up there, but it's mostly for assessment. Your junior year of ROTC is by far your most committed you have to be. There's a lot of content matter, a lot of tactics, and it's also going to be one of your hardest years academically at the school as well. So it really takes a lot of perseverance and all that to succeed your junior year, but people do it all the time, so it's not that hard. But you'll graduate out of that advanced camp, come back, you'll be an MS4. An MS4 is what we call seniors, so MS1 is freshman, MS2 sophomore, 3 junior, 4 senior. Your MS4, you've got it made. You just walk around, you rule the roost like a senior here. You're also in charge of planning everything, so you do have a little bit on your head, planning training events, planning labs, planning PT, and all that stuff. So, yep, but then during your freshman year or your senior year, you'll find out your component, whether that be active, National Guard, or reserves, and then about a month later you'll find out your branch. So the Army has, I believe it's over 17 branches within it, and those are infantry, field artillery, armor, aviation, all that stuff. So you have many different avenues that you could take as a profession. And most of the time, unless you have a certain STEM degree, it doesn't matter what degree you have, as long as you are qualified for that branch. Certainly if you have a STEM degree that matches that branch, that's what you're going to do. Our program is largely made of nurses. We have a lot of nurses. The Army nurse program is great. You get guaranteed upper level nursing placement. I graduated with a guy who reports to Walter Reed soon, so he's going to be a nurse up there. I also graduated with a guy who's in medical school right now. So, and the Army's paying for it all. So the Army has a lot of opportunities that people don't know about. And again, it's just that 4-year commitment. Obviously, we want you to be soldiers for life, whether that be a career or you serve your obligation and just remain part of that Army family. But the Soldier for Life program is a newer thing that the Army's doing. We want you to be connected to the Army family as long as possible. So let's see what I have missed. All right, so I'll give some contact information out now. Like I said, I'm Second Lieutenant Caleb Daniel. Got it again. Let me go back to Walter State. I mentioned you can be an ROTC at Walter State. That is correct. You cannot commission, obviously, through Walter State, as it is a 2-year program. What happens there is you go to Walter State, you take classes. We come up there, and instructor, you can come to Carson Newman or LMU if that would be closer for you. And then what happens is you can either transfer to Carson Newman or LMU, and those credits transfer with you. So it's like you've been in the program the whole time, even though you weren't at the host school. Walter State's a satellite. So that's, I know nobody at Walter State knows that because nobody knew what I was doing over there. So that's one of those things. I would encourage you to contact me as I was a Walter State cadet. So it's a little bit different. PT is optional. I would encourage you to go to PT as much as possible and let your face be seen for those scholarships and stuff. So, all right, now for the contact information. I will leave some business cards up here in the guidance office, but my contact information specifically, my cell phone number is 423-736-0140. I say again, that's 423-736-0140. And my email is crdaniel@cn.edu. That's crdaniel@cn.edu. If you have questions, you can contact me. I will leave the business card of our scholarship eligibility officer, as well as our human resource coordinator, and our captain, our assistant professor of military science. Their business cards are back-to-back on these, so that's nice. You have any questions, you can contact them. I'll also leave these contact information cards. We do not input this and you start getting calls from recruiters and stuff. This just gives us all your information in one spot. We keep it that way. If we get an email from you or a call from you, we know who you are, what your interests are, and this just lets us push out information to you about scholarships and opportunities that the Army has to offer as far as ROTC. So Carson Newman, LMU, Walter State. We also do LMU's law school. I don't think any of you will be in LMU law school though. But I think that does me for all the information I have to push out to you guys. Like I said, be proactive in filling out these scholarships. Call the school, let them know that you want to be in it. With COVID, we usually do a cadet for a day program where you come and spend a day with a cadet. I would say that's probably been canceled. We'll have to look at that. But again, any questions, feel free to contact me. Email is the best way to get a hold of me, but if you'd rather call or text, that's fine. But yeah, that does me. I would like to congratulate you on your defeat of West High School. What a sweet victory that was, as well as Sevier County. So that's all I have. I hope you look into this. It's not enlisting in the Army, so it's a lot different than what you're used to seeing recruiters talk about. We have a lot of great opportunities. So again, feel free to contact us, and we hope you do. Go Canes.